Oh, now a good thing is there, coffee break. But before that, if anybody wants to ask something. Yeah.
There's a question about attachment. How can we live in this world today without expectations or attachments?
See, again and again people say they add these things, what you have added. This in this world today. Why today? There is nothing extraordinary about today. It is just like yesterday and it will be like tomorrow. Tomorrow also will be like this. The world does not change. Here we have Putin as that Chinese fellow and then they had that Duryodhan. What is the difference? There is no difference. So in any age, it does not matter today, yesterday or tomorrow. The same circumstances are existing, only the names are changed. The forms are changed. They used to fire arrows, now they fire hypersonic missiles. Same thing. So first that today we have to forget, it is the same story everywhere. And how to be without attachments is, the goal is, if we always keep the spiritual goal before our eyes and day and night keep our mind on an elevated level through our spiritual practices, then we are again and again reminded of the evils of attachment and also reminded of the good effects if we have really unselfish love without attachment. So when we weigh those things and again see how people are suffering from attachment and learn our lesson, then slowly we begin to strive more and more towards the spiritual goal, and as we go east, we automatically move away from west. So they don't happen differently, it is the same process. Slowly as we keep on progressing towards God, our attachment to the world, like Sri Ramakrishna said that if someone has tasted a very delicious sweet, will he have any liking for molasses? Molasses are also sweet. But if he tastes some excellent sweet, then he won't like that. So here also, if we taste the bliss of God, then this worldly bliss will lose all attraction for us. But getting that bliss is extremely difficult. So slowly, if we keep on striving, keep on reminding ourselves, what is the purpose of these meetings, these retreats, our Sunday classes, what is the purpose? This is the purpose. We meet every week, it's all all vessels, if you don't polish copper vessels, what is happening? There is a stain. So in the worldly life, day and night we are discussing money, business, etc. So all those things are staining our mind. And at least once or twice a week when we go to the ashrama, hear some nice things, think about God, that is clean, at least for some time. So this is the way slowly we progress. There is no magic.
So Maharaj, if reason and intellect are to be protected from the influence of emotions, so that we don't become weak, then is it better to weep for God, or is it better to just have no emotions at all, even including
the emotions, as already I've said, emotions you cannot wipe out, but those have to be purified emotions. So the emotions which take you towards God are purified emotions. That's why Sri Ramakrishna says in the Gospel, what do you do to rid of desires? He said, you cannot get rid of desires. You give it a different turn. You cannot get till you are a human being, till you have a mind, how can you get rid of desires? But if you desire something healthy, then there is no problem.
So purification would mean anything that takes you closer to Him?
Yes,
purified.
yes. Anything which helps in our spiritual progress is purified emotion. Anything which drags us down to this world is impure emotion.
So let's say you do service, you feel good, so that's a good emotion.
Yes.
Okay.
So no other question? No.
So in the morning we were talking about thoughts and actions, and now we are talking about emotions.
Yes.
So do these emotions give rise to the thoughts? And
Yes,
actions?
of course.
They are all related.
They are all related. What we are attached to, naturally, they will occupy a greater part of our mind. Simple as that. If a mother is attached to her son, she will constantly think of her son. People who are attached to money, they even dream about their money. So, the thoughts are all governed by where we are inclined to. So, if you are inclined to any place, our thoughts will be there. And those will influence our actions.
But Maharaj, isn't like thought more powerful than emotion? Because once you recognize, okay, this emotion is coming, you can cut it off. So
Itna easy. Oh my God. If you have reached that stage, not so easy. What emotions do you know now? You are just a kid now. What emotions do you know? Those who have their family, children, they know that how these things they simply capture their mind. I mean, you cannot. It is enmeshed absolutely. It's unbreakable. Those bonds become unbreakable.
So it's
That's
good
why
to think
Arjuna
about
was-
that before you, like you said, we don't think about marriage. So it's good to think now before you.
No,
can
that see the question that depends on the individual. But what I am telling is, this is not easy. What you said, no, is cutting off. My God, if you can do that, you're a saint. You were asking something?
Yes. You mentioned that Shri Krishna's emotion did not have effect on his reason.
Yes.
When he was deciding.
Yeah.
Now, it's sort of connected to that he had all this love for all the people in the Kaurava side and even the Pandava side, but that did not let him affect his reason. So I'm trying to connect it with the love for God, because when we love God, then we leave all reason behind. So we are not taking that message from this.
No, you are not connecting it rightly, I think.
Okay?
When I said Krishna's reason, Krishna's emotion was not governed by reason, this means what? See, Krishna, when he saw his relatives, like Arjuna's relatives, they were his relatives. So he saw them. But he saw primarily that they were evildoers. Now, generally in the world, what happens? People don't want to hear anything about their sons or daughters or friends and relatives. If you tell them this person has done something, they will simply refuse to believe. And even if they know in their heart of hearts that my son is a bad person, they will keep on protecting him. What happens in political circles and all? In India, if someone becomes a minister, his son becomes a multi-millionaire within 2 weeks. Why does it happen? So they are promoting evil, promoting corruption. Why? Because this sense of I and mine is the strongest, that guides their lives. Reason has no place. So on the contrary, Krishna is seeing those evildoers as evildoers. So he says, doesn't mind if they are my brothers. For the good of the country, they have to be punished. I may love them, but if you don't fight this war, the greater mass, this whole society will fall to pieces. That there should be no compromise on that. That is Krishna's attitude. And on a higher spiritual plane, this is on the worldly level, on the higher spiritual plane, he is seeing that these are all souls. So, the soul never comes, is never born, never dies. He takes Arjuna step by step in the second chapter. It is a fantastic study. I mean, unbelievable. Thank you. So, what is the time? So we can have our tea, coffee, whatever. Huh? Tea time? Yeah. So then you will all again sing.